Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about something you guys have been asking for quite a lot in the comments section, and this is to do with the R3 and converting lenses over to it here. So we've got the R3. I've just come back from the local zoo. Conditions were absolutely apocalyptically wet, windy, horrible, worst conditions possible. So to be fair, very good conditions to show you what this is capable. This combination here, the 300mm f2.8 Mark 1, so this is over a 20-year-old lens with what is currently Canon's flagship mirrorless camera. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the imagery that I've taken today. We've got 3 images I've taken today, and then we'll come back and I will tell you my overall thoughts of how I thought this performed. So what we'll do now, we'll head into those photos and we'll go from there. So the first image we're going to look at here is a hyena. You can see the rain and how bad the rain was in the background of the image here. But super sharp. This hyena was running around quite far away, so the focusing was pretty easy to tack onto. But between foliage and apps, you can see nice sharp imagery. You've got that rain to give it some atmosphere. You can just about see the background. You've got nice bokeh balls in the background too. Really nice sharp image from that setup. Now this image here was when we first got to the zoo, so there's no rain at all, the sun was out. You can see some of the ringtail lemurs here just sitting on a log, trying to keep nice and warm, bunched up together, and one's decided to wake up and have a bit of a yawn here, but nice even focus, again background really nicely blurred out, very nice separation, and I took about 10 images of it yawning, every single one in focus, eye tracked perfectly, and no problems at all. The final image here is this is Bailey the lion from Colchester Zoo walking straight at me. There was about a 15 photo shot of him coming towards me. This is the one where he's looking directly at me. Every other one he's kind of looking slightly left or slightly right. But as you can see, eyes perfectly in focus. Nose is ever so slightly out of focus. That's just because I was shooting at 2.8, and then back from the first part of his mane is all out of focus. There's obviously some grates in the background, so there's not the most perfect image that I took, because I'd rather not have those in the background, but it is still a very sharp and impactful photo, just because the eye contact and the eyes being so sharp and in focus. So those are the imagery that we got today with this camera, some of the better photos there, and let's talk about it. So what you'll find, first of all, you're not going to get the full usage of the frames per second converting over onto this lens, or in fact any lens you're converting down to, because you've got that adapter you have to run. That is going to slow that connection down, so you aren't going to get the full bandwidth through, and again the full speed. What I found is from testing like the R7, the R6 Mark II against these sort of older style converted lenses, you're going to lose around a third of your speed of what it's actually meant to do. So be wary of that. It honestly doesn't make a massive difference. These cameras now, the R7, 30 frames a second, you know, most cameras at least 20 frames a second. You need a third of that, you're still getting about 14 frames a second. It's a lot. You don't need much more than that really if you can't capture in that moment. You know, there's something going on there. If you do want that full speed, you are going to have to use a native RF mount lens, and you'll get that full speed back. So that's something to first of all look for. Now, as I said, I've used lots of mirrorless cameras over the past few years. The R7 was my first, then the R6, and the R6 Mark II, now the R3. This is the best camera I have used converted to a lens. Now the focusing speed, everything I was getting from this combination today in really bad conditions was brilliant. I was able to, with the line especially, track right up to its basically at my face at the minimal focus distance, every single shot in focus, every single shot on the eye, and I can't do that, especially with like the R7. They used to really struggle. The R6 was a bit better, R6 Mark II was a bit better again, but this R3 is absolutely incredible. There is almost no reason to miss a shot. As long as you can see what you want to focus on, you can look at it, the eye track inside there, you place what you want to focus it through, and you'll get that image. There's nothing I can see, and from my experience today was the worst conditions possible, and I still got every single shot using this combination. Now, obviously, I've only used it on a couple combination. I've used it on this, and I've used it on the 200 to 400. I had a very similar experience with that lens as well. Super sharp, super fast focusing. It almost feels like using a DSLR. With older mirrorless cameras I've used, it feels like you've got that lag. You can feel that lag between the focusing and then you're actually getting the sharp image that you want, and you will miss shots. But with this, it seems to be absolutely rocket fast, and feels like it does with a DSLR. The only negative is obviously you're getting that lower frame rate than you might be hoping for, but all the shots I got today were shots that I was hoping to get, and I was not disappointed with anything that I got from today. I say everything was in focus. Everything was focus tracking perfectly. The hyenas running around, getting their food. Every shot's in focus. It's just some of them, the artistry of the photo wasn't what I wanted. But every shot is in focus. As long as you can track what you want to take a photo of quick enough, and you're quick enough with where you're going with the prime lens, obviously you got to think about how close the creature is. So you can't zoom out, zoom in, sorry. But yeah, absolutely zero issues at all. If you've got an R3, which a lot of you are asking a lot of questions since I got the R3 about converting lenses. If you've got an R3 and you want to convert lenses and you're using sort of a prime, or you're using a big nice L lens, don't ever feel worried about that. I personally don't think you're ever going to have an issue. This is, say, a 20-year-old lens, over a 20-year-old lens, 25-year-old lens now, I believe it is, and it works flawlessly with the R3. If you've got newer EF lenses, they're going to work even better. So my 200 to 400, that's a fairly new, still current lens, works absolutely fine. I've done some testing with 7200 that I need to do, the Mark II, absolutely fine as well. I've got a review coming on that. But yeah, if you've been asking those questions, just be fully informed that you won't have a problem. Go for it, get these lenses, get using them, get those photos. And once you get those photos, by all means, comment in the comments down below, share those imagery, because I'd love to definitely see what other people are getting with this combination especially. But please let me know anything else you want to be looked at for reviews, because this video has come purely out of some people, about 3 or 4 of you, putting comments very similarly about this setup and how they work. So I do read every single comment. I try and reply to every single comment as well, and it is very useful for me to work out what content you guys want to see while we're so close to 1,000 subscribers as well. So thank you for watching as always. Thanks for all your support. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.